Is The Last of Us a serious show or is it a comedy? That is the question that has been prevailing the internet. I can't believe this is my review of the last two episodes, by the way. I can't believe they let the main girl, that tomboy girl, be putting her hands on the Latina girl, and they had like a sex scene with the Latina girl. That was so gross. That was so disgusting. Alright? And I can't believe they even put that on screen. You know, I can't believe they put that pretty Latina girl through that to be with this that monstrosity from apparently the Goonies. Apparently that's the actor they had in the Goonies. Look, the reason why I say it's a comedy is they're trying to avoid. They just saw like a massacre of a bunch of people, right? They're trying to avoid this weird army, fascistic army, right? And they're playing music, they're turning on the lights, they're walking in the middle of the street, they're talking really loud. They do everything possible to attract attention when they're trying to be unseen in the show. But it almost seems like the writers or like the storytellers of this show don't want you to ask big questions. Like, what is a pregnant girl like the Latina girl? Why is she so motivated for revenge? Even to put her unborn baby at risk for this revenge. Okay? And to like travel half the country instead of staying safe where she was. So it doesn't make sense that the character of Dina would tag along with our main character. Now, I was like, oh my god, yes, when she's saved by the Chinese boyfriend, the Chinese baby daddy that she has. Finally, a man is there to knock some sense into the other girl too. The other girl sees that this chick is pregnant, and instead of getting her to safety, she decides to go through with this plan of revenge. Now, within that story, it is intriguing because the zombies they had in this episode, there was some like really scary and really unique zombie things. Like the Asian lady talking in the beginning, she was the mother of the guy in episode 4 who goes down there and faints because the air is poisoned. Now we know that our main character is an anomaly in that she has like special blood where she's immune to this zombie virus. And her character, they show a flashback at the end of her with Joel and how happy and innocent she was when she was with Joel. But then she treated Joel like shit, and she became an unlikable character. But we see a flashback until where she was with Joel, and you see her innocence for a moment before she turns into like this monster that's just out for revenge. This very ugly, hateful character. So yeah, there's some like really questionable writing, and character decisions, like with Dina, and then I'm glad that there was a man to come in and put these women in their place and say, hey, crazy lady, if you're out for revenge, you go your way. I'm gonna take my baby mama and get her to safety and go back. So I liked it that Dina went back with the guy, and that crazy cult in the forest, they're crazy. They're freaking crazy, hanging people up, cutting their intestines out. That is just so sick. So what can I say about this show? Not much. Not much. Okay. I can't believe they killed Joel. Can't believe they killed Joel. And the story should have gone different than the games, in where Joel stays alive, right? Because I don't think this actress is gonna be able to carry this series, So this actress and her character can carry this series. I think if the series just switched to Dina, her baby daddy, and the crew back in the village, it would be a lot more interesting. But anyways, the story goes on. It was kind of interesting, the episode, even though I get all of the propaganda messaging in there. Them having those two girls on the screen touching each other. It's like, I like Dina, but the other girl from Game of Thrones, that gremlin creature, oh my god. So the monsters, like the zombies and everything, they were done really good. But apart from that, yeah, there was like some very questionable character decisions. Like, why is Dina on the road with her, risking her baby while she's pregnant? But I really like how they did the zombies underground. That was scary. That was actually scary. And I liked that whole underground that was infested with the fungus and everything. They did that really good. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this show? The story goes on, I guess. Right? The story goes on, I guess. That's my opinion on it. And I fast forwarded, by the way, through all the propaganda scenes. Yeah. All the rainbow scenes, I fast forwarded through that. But there's some good set pieces. It's shot with 4K. You don't know who you're gonna see as a cameo. But I don't know. They gotta get new writers or something. There was a really disgusting scene, I think, like in last week's episode, where they were like torturing some guy naked, and you see the guy totally naked with his balls and everything. I was like, oh, I can't look at that. I can't look at that. And like some really disturbing scenes in last week's episode, where I was like, I'm like, why show this? Why show this? Right? It was just gratuitous, like, oh, it's some guy torturing someone helpless. I don't know. I didn't like it. That was in the last episode. But the leader of that fascistic army that's roaming the city, that guy who's doing the torturing, you might have recognized that actor from James Bond, from Westworld. But remember, he had thrown the grenade into like a bus where he had all of his soldiers who weren't loyal to him. So, I thought it was great. No, no, I didn't think it was great. I thought, I just think the story goes on, but I don't get the messaging in this show. And I question the character decisions. So, if you liked the video, subscribe. You know, let me know your thoughts and everything. And it's streaming on Max. It's streaming on Max.